What's up? I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Salma.
Your girl, what's good?
I'm really excited to talk about just you as an artist. And before we kind of dive deep into your story, I really want to talk about your new release, Money Bags, because that kills it.
Thank you.
Yes, and that's on Spotify, you guys, right?
It's actually not on Spotify yet.
Oh, SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud, but it's going to be on all streaming platforms, all those streaming things, like in less than a week. So
I was going to say, just a matter of time before fans start like complaining, what the hell is this not?
Right. Everybody's already asking me, why is this not on Spotify? Why is it not on iTunes? I'm like, it's coming, don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out and listen to that, you know, like go grocery shopping, just do all daily life stuff.
It's a perfect workout song. I don't need to be working out, but I be working on my abs and stuff. So I'm always like working out to that song.
And I'm really excited to kind of get to know more of your story. I mean, you gave us all a little preview with Diary, and now you. Oh my God! Yes. Girl, I'm bringing it way back. Oh yes, that's where it's going in this interview.
Yeah, that's Diary of Salma Slims was like my very first project coming out. It was very personal, a little bit more personal and unstructured. Like now it's like everything is like super together. I have like a certain way that I want my stuff to be, but Diary was just kind of like one of those. I was like, yeah, let's just put it out. I don't care. I want people to hear it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you did put it out because it does kind of show your progression as an artist. You know, you started with Diary. Now you're kind of flowing into your song Wasted, I think, was a very pivotal song in terms of your change of style. And that's more R&B and reggae, right?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, Wasted, I was literally like just chilling in the back house of my house where the studio is at. And I was like working on the record, and it was just the vibe. That night I was just like off of the wine.
So a little wasted, right?
And just vibing, and then I created Wasted, and the week later I was like, yeah, I gotta go shoot this video.
You said you shot the video in Miami.
I shot the video in Miami.
By the way, you look great in orange. Has anybody told you? You look great in all colors,
girl. Orange, man, the color, I swear, that color orange cannot stay away from me. Yellow, orange, anything bright. Like, my vibe is just bright. It's happy. It's a vibe. I love it.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about your fashion, because every time I see you, you're always looking fly as hell, and you're always in something different. Like, I really like the creativity that goes into putting in your outfit. I mean, it is like a work of art. So, where do you get your stuff from, or how do you kind of coordinate your style?
So my style, I really just wear whatever I want. I don't like following trends. I kind of just do my own thing. If I feel like it, I wear it. Yeah. And, it don't matter how expensive it is, even though I might wear like Balenciagas with like a cute pair of jeans from Forever 21 and then mix the jeans with like a Gucci shirt. So I mix the brands together. Like I got some expensive ass shoes on, and then everything else is just like, boom. Here it is.
Well, I mean, it always does start with the shoes, I think. You got to, like, work your way up with the outfit.
Yeah, shoes always got to be on point. That's, like, the main thing. If your shoes are not on point, that's the first thing I'm looking at when I see somebody and be like, what kind of shoes they got on. Yeah.
Well, suggestions from the start, you guys. Get your shoes on point.
Hell yeah.
And then style up from there, right?
Big facts. Get your shoe game together. Get your shoe game up.
Well, and, you know, speaking of advice from you, do you have any advice for women out there who are penetrating the music industry? I mean, there's not much of us out there, which I hate to say it, but there's all the talent. It's just getting in the spotlight. You know, what advice do you have?
My main piece of advice for women in the music industry is just to be yourself. I feel like it's very important to be yourself, like not even as an artist, just like as an individual, period. It's very key because there's people that are always trying to put on an act or a persona. Oh, let me be this character, or let me be somebody I'm not, because they feel like that's just what people want. But like the true character is really within yourself, and you are who you are, and your personality is your personality. I feel like people should embrace their personalities a little bit more this year, because I see so many people that are like, oh, I want to do this, but you know, I'm not trying to be too like this. Yeah. Or I'm not trying to be too like that. I'm like, just do you, and then that's what's gonna win. So I feel like that's something that I would really, really like stress to anybody that's like trying to do music or just trying to live a better life. Just be true to yourself and just keep going.
Well, I appreciate that you are setting the standard in terms of like exactly like self-love, self-praise, and that's kind of going to get you on the path that's best for you. Now, I do admire how you never let dudes deter you from going to the top. Most of your songs are always like, you're like, I'm the Beyonce.
Facts.
So.
big old facts.
You're like, you're the Jay-Z, so you can come to me.
Facts. We're in a male-dominated industry, male-dominated world. Like, just everything is just like solely based on people thinking that men run everything, and some women also feel that like, oh, they can't do certain jobs because it's a man's job, like a man's supposed to do that. I don't really believe in that. I feel like your work is your work, and no matter what field it is, like you should embrace that and just like make it the best possible and like be the best possible. But like for me, being in the industry, it's always like, people always ask me like, oh, how do you feel being around a group of dudes all the time? Like, I'm in a collective of nothing but dudes. So I'm the only female. Like, I'm a princess. I love it. Nobody's in my
princess,
way.
you're actually the first lady,
right? First lady. I feel like being in a collective with a whole bunch of dudes, those are my brothers. That's my family. Like, those are the homies, and they keep me grounded. They always support me. Like, I'm pulling up to my show with like 20 of my homies. They're all dudes. Like, so my girls be with me too, but you know, like in the collective, it's just me. So I hold my own weight. I go hard. I go just as hard as them, and like we all just like help each other, and we're family. So
I was gonna say, shout out Private Club Records.
Shout out Private Club Records. We coming at y'all neck. You feel me?
Well, you guys are always putting stuff out. You do have a great collective, like you were talking about. You have a ton of individuals, all different styles, all different backgrounds. And I do want to talk a little bit about your background. I know that you're a Southern queen who came down to the West Coast.
ATL, shout out ATL.
And I feel you that, girl. I grew up in Alabama. When I came to California, I missed my sweet tea like hell. I had to make my own.
No,
I was in the kitchen, stirring up batches, putting in water bottles, taking it to
I need to go all the way back to Atlanta just so I could get a lemon pepper 10-piece. Like, I need some JR crickets in my life right now. That's what I'm missing. I'm having withdrawals. I need to take my ass back to Atlanta. I haven't been in a minute. I'm going to be back there this year, like in the studio working, going crazy. But 10-piece lemon pepper in my session with the big ass sweet tea. I need that.
People don't understand how addicting that is. I swear.
What? That shit is heaven. Lit.
Well, speaking of going back to your hometown and putting out some new stuff, I know that you have your new EP that you're dropping. Is there any other new works that are kind of brewing that have to do back with your hometown, or that you're going to be putting out soon?
Mainly, like I've been focused on my project right now. I'm also a model, so I'm doing like different campaigns and different shoots.
Okay, cool.
And doing stuff for a lot of brands, and it's very, very exciting. Like, when I'm stressed out sometimes about just like music, about stuff going on in my life, like taking pictures is what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So like getting in front of the camera and just like being free and just like being that persona just makes me so happy, and I love taking pictures. It's like one of the best things ever.
Well, I'm glad that Fame by the Flame could help put you in the spotlight again. You know, it's like,
big old facts.
You're a musician. Why? Like, what makes you keep putting out music? What keeps you hustling and being in the music scene?
To not work a fucking 9-to-5 job.
She makes her own hours.
Nah, man. Like, I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And I ain't trying to go back to Dunkin' Donuts. Nah, I used to work there like a while ago. Man, I used to sleep in my car. Like,
oh shit.
So just thinking about that alone, it just like gives me so much ambition, so much drive, just to see like moving from Atlanta and then moving to LA, just like the growth within myself, and just like my surrounding, my like just me. I just grown so much as a person, and it's just like keeps me going every freaking time. Like, just looking at how far I've come, and like I just can't like go back to like doing that again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, it's kind of like you climbed the ladder and like now you're looking down at everybody else. You're like,
Yeah.
do I want to fall back down?
No.
Probably not.
Not at
Don't
all.
want to be eating donuts 24/7? No, I'm good.
Not at all. And I also, I graduated college too.
Yeah, and I heard
Yeah.
that you were also, not only did you graduate college, but you were doing college, you had jobs, and you were doing your music.
Yeah.
So it was like definitely,
That shit,
I mean,
was so hard.
that's kind of like the life of a musician though.
Yeah.
You definitely always got to be doing tons of work.
My main thing was with getting my degree was just like, I don't want nobody to ever try to play me, and I wanted to know my business. And it's a lot of women out there that that feel like, oh, they don't need something to fall back on. That was my thing. I was just like, I'm gonna finish school, get that out the way, because I do want to have something to fall back on. If in the event anything happens, like people get platinum records every year, and then sometimes none of them like could even break another record ever. So it's like you've got to have some type of like knowledge of what you're doing, and not only that, but just like the knowledge is power, and working towards your goal and knowing everything you can know about that specific thing is important. So I got my business degrees just so I can know everything there is to know about the ins and outs and the aspects and financials and money and all that, because I can't have nobody out here playing me, looking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes to the fact that you're an independent woman and that you're trying to do your shit on your own. Like, end of the day, you only have yourself to rely on. So it's like, that's what you need all of that education, all of that experience, all that hustle for, is that you got to create your own self and keep yourself afloat.
Facts.
Yeah. So how was it, kind of balancing all three, and how did you go from, graduating school to then only really relying on your music now to pay your bills? Was that kind of a tough jump, or was it pretty easy because of the stuff you're putting out?
It wasn't easy. Even when I was in school, it was times where I didn't even know how I was going to finish school. It was just like, yo, I can't do this anymore. And living on campus, like none of that was even possible for me. I was just like, yo, look, I gotta get it out the mud, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. And even if that took staying in my car. Like that was one of those situations where I was just like, look, I have to.
Well, I bet finals week you weren't even sleeping.
Man,
you're like writing songs in between like homework.
Facts. Going to the studio. Man, I would have rather been in the studio.
Yeah.
But I had to get it through. I had to get it done. Yeah.
Well, I really commend you for that hustle, because, it is really important, I think, for women nowadays to be educated. Like, I mean, it's always been important for women to be educated, but nowadays it's like, it's a standard. Like, if you want to do anything, like, you have to get your grades up and you got to be going to school. Like, because you do have to have that fallback,
Yeah, you do. It's always good to have, and I encourage any woman in the industry not to feel like if they have a backup plan, their plan A won't work. But some people have a backup plan to enhance their plan A. So it's always good to have that. You always got to have something to fall back on.
Well, and in your case too, your fallback is business. So again, it's like you said, you're not gonna have anybody play you, right?
Right. Nobody gonna try me.
She already knows all the numbers. She knows what's going on.
I know everything there is to know. Like, I got this. When it's my time, like, it's going to be my time, and I'm going to be ready for all of this.
I did want to ask you one final question. When you're putting out some new songs and you're in the studio, how do you come up with, I guess, like the background of your songs or like the ideas for it? Does it just come to you? Is it something that is really personal, that something will happen?
I just ride off the beat.
Okay.
And and whatever the beat makes me
Put
feel.
us down the beat then. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, let's go. Let's get it. I usually just ride off the beat, and then like whatever I feel like, I just do that. And it's like, that's all.
Oh, so it's just always gold. It's just, it's casual, you guys.
Real casual. Like, I hate when like I'm in a studio and like someone's like, keep going, you feel me? And I'm just like, wait, but I don't even like this beat. Like, go to the next one.
You're like, nah.
I'm like, nah.
Well, one of my favorite songs is Side Chick. I know that's like an old one, but I love that song. I was listening to that to work today.
Yeah. Come on, like, every girl knows, and they have to do, like, don't play me. I ain't never, ever, ever been a side chick. Or if you trying to talk to a dude and he tries to treat you like a side chick, it's like, dude, like, don't try me. Like,
You're like,
I'm
you're
not a
my side
chick.
dick,
Right.
so I don't know if you knew
Exactly.
that.
Like, you my side nigga. Like, I got a whole nigga over here waiting on me.
It's like, you're number 2 on my speed dial.
Exactly. So never, ever
gosh.
been a side chick. That's my old stuff. Y'all go listen to it.
Yeah.
And the video's out too, so.
Yeah, and on YouTube, actually, you can watch your full progression all the way from side chick, now to wasted, kind of
It's
see the
only
progression.
we're only going up from here. You know what? The crazy thing is, I was gonna delete all my videos and just like have the wasted video up, but then I realized I was like, you know what? Forget all of that. Like, I want people to see
I like
the growth.
the retro stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
I want people to see the stuff.
I mean,
like,
I think to me, a lot of people see musicians or famous people as like untouchable or not people.
Right.
And I just feel like that's so untrue. Like, everyone's a person. Everyone has their background. Everyone has their personal story. And that's what I like about all your videos is you see like everything's good.
Yeah.
But you see but you see from the beginning of like where you started to then, you know, finding
Where it's
yourself
going.
to now you kind of have your niche of what you're putting out is really just what you actually want to put out and not what someone else is telling you. Oh, this is the trend. You need to put this out. So it's like, I like seeing that progression. It also shows the breadth of talent that you have, that you can kind of go from like hardcore hip hop all the way to like rhythmic R&B.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's lit. This year is going to be great. Private Club to Family, more tours, more shows, and I'm going to be overseas a lot more this year, so I'm excited and I can't wait. And
Awesome.
It's going to be a great year.
Well, I don't think they're ready for you.
They ain't ready. They ain't never ready. They ain't ready for this sauce because it's drip on the way.
Again, fans, if you're not already following her, you better do so because she's always dropping new stuff and fly outfits all on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, come to my page for all the style, inspiration.
You
I know
wanna
y'all
know
be
what's
creeping. Y'all be creeping on my
trending.
page. I know.
There you go.
I be seeing the analytics. They be watching me.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just want to say, Salma, thank you so much for being on Fame by the Flame.
Oh, thank you so much for
Oh,
having me.
of
And I
course.
support women, and you're a very beautiful woman, so
Oh,
I love it. It's lit.
Yeah, well, and again, too, thank you, Amina Labs, our sponsor. We love you. Appreciate you.
Let's get it. Thank
Well,
you.
again, guys, I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Salma.
Yay.